What is going on, guys? Victor here with a brand new video. And since there aren't any UFC fights that are going down this week, which is a pretty, it's a shame, but let's be real here. UFC put on 3 different fights in 1 week, 3 different fight cards in 1 week with more than 70 different fighters and all those cards combined. So obviously the UFC had a busy week on Fight Island. They're taking a break as they should, and they'll be back next week with Dareem versus Alexander Volkov himself, so it's definitely an interesting matchup right there. But I'll make a different video on that on a different day. But I'm here to talk about the breaking news that went down this week. That breaking news is Ben Askren, probably one of the best wrestlers in the history of NCAA collegiate wrestling, going up against probably one of the dumbest YouTubers in the history of YouTube itself, Jake Paul. Yes, obviously, Jake Paul used to be a wrestler himself. I don't know if you guys knew that himself, you guys at all, but he used to be a wrestler. Jake Paul used to wrestle in high school. His brother Logan Paul used to wrestle in high school. So those guys are also athletes. 2 of them are pretty big individuals, but overall, Ben Askren versus Jake Paul, a wrestler versus a so-called boxer. This isn't a boxer, to be honest. Jake Paul is not a legit boxer. He is a celebrity boxer. The guy only fights celebrities. He hasn't fought in a real boxer yet in his boxing career, but he hasn't faced an actual boxer. He's been facing celebrities. First guy he faced was some weird YouTuber that I've never even listened to my whole entire life. I'd never seen him until up to that fight. Apparently that YouTuber got knocked out in the first or second round. Easy work. A couple months later, in the 2020, Jake Paul comes back. He fights Nate Robinson, a 40-something-year-old ex-NBA player. Nate Robinson gets knocked out in less than 5 rounds, brutally. And let's be real here, Nate Robinson is 40-something years old, so he was a whole lot smaller when it came to the height against Jake Paul. There is a huge power disadvantage between both fighters. Jake Paul literally had the punching power. He could literally knock Nate Robinson out with 1 punch. He just needed to find that lucky strike. He needed to find that sweet spot, which he did multiple times. The fight should have been stopped when Nate Robinson was knocked down the first time because he had a hard time getting back up. But the referee, I don't know what his name was, but it had to be a crappy referee. He let Nate Robinson get back up. Obviously, if you want to count it to 10, Nate Robinson wouldn't have been up before that 10 count. But he let Nate Robinson get back up, endure more damage, get knocked out even more brutally than he did the first time. So Jake Paul won that fight. So obviously he's fought some weird YouTuber. He fought an ex-NBA basketball player that was in his 40s, and now he's fighting Ben Askren, who's not known for his striking, who's not known for his boxing, who's not known to knock guys out. He's known for his wrestling. He is a wrestler. Ben Askren is a wrestler. He's a multi-time NCAA champion for the Missouri Tigers. Wrestled Division I for 4 years. He even wrestled for Team USA in several occasions. He is not a striker. We all know that. Now we're out here seeing videos of Jake Paul training with Jorge Masvidal. I thought Jorge and Ben, I thought they squashed the beef. But Jorge is out here trying to make Jake Paul knock out Ben Askren faster than we can be able to count the 1, 2, 3. And Jorge Masvidal is out here trying to make our sport look even worse. Not only is an MMA fighter from the UFC going up against Jake Paul, and mind you guys this, Ben Askren's officially retired. He has no business with the UFC. He has no affiliation with any MMA promotion, but he's basically coming out of combat sports retirement, if we can put it like that. He's going to face Jake Paul, and he's mostly going to get knocked out in the first 3 rounds. I say he's going to get knocked out probably in the first round, most likely at the very end of the first round. He won't be able to make it to the second. If he does get to the second, then he's going to get KO'd in the second. Ben Askren doesn't have the greatest chin out there. Obviously, he got knocked out in 4 seconds against Jorge Masvidal with that flying knee. He ate a lot of big shots against Robbie Lawler. He was able to get up from that. That fight, in my opinion, should have been stopped when Robbie had him on the ground. Robbie Lawler literally dumped him on the ground when Ben Askren was trying to go for a takedown. Picked him up, slammed him, hit him with a bunch of ground and pound. The fight should have been over right there and then. Herb Dean was the referee at that time. let both those men up. Ben Askren ended up getting Robbie Lawler in a bulldog choke. Robbie Lawler was still conscious at that time. Herb Dean, I don't know. Herb Dean smoked some pretty good herb before the majority of the fights that he's gone to referee, because he has a lot of mistakes that he's done over time, especially as a referee for different organizations. But obviously, Robbie Lawler was still conscious. I think he even gave Herb Dean like a thumbs up or something like that. Herb Dean thought he was unconscious, stopped the fight, and Ben Askren won that fight by a miracle. Obviously, went on to face Jorge Masvidal, got knocked down in 4 seconds. A couple months later, he faced Damian Maia, got choked out in the second round. He was choked out, was unconscious for a couple seconds, came back, and later on he retired. So why is he coming back for this? It's simple. It's for the money. Jake Paul has a lot of money. The guy has a gigantic mansion that I believe he just sold in Beverly Hills or somewhere in Los Angeles. And he was going to offer up $50 million for Conor McGregor to box him. Obviously, Conor McGregor was never going to box that moron to begin with, because Conor would have smoked him. He would have literally, like I said, he would have smoked him in the first 2 rounds. Jake Paul has power, but he doesn't have power to knock out Conor McGregor in a boxing match. It's insanity. So it's basically for the money at this point. Obviously, Ben Askren is looking to make millions of dollars off of this fight. People are going to pay attention to this fight, even though people such as I have been calling it pretty stupid for the past week or for the past couple of months now, since this fight was rumored to happen for about 3 to 4 months. But Ben Askren, does he think he's going to win this fight? Obviously, he's saying it, but it's for the clout, it's for the media, it's for everybody to eat that up so more eyes can be on him when he's fighting Jake Paul on April 26th, which is what I believe the fight is going to be on. I believe so. I believe so. That's going to happen. Millions of people are going to be watching this fight because they want to see if Ben Askren somehow, by a miracle, can be able to beat Jake Paul. Is that going to happen? No. But Ben Askren is going to make so much money. He's going to make more money than he's ever made in his whole entire life just getting knocked down in a couple rounds. If you were to ask me, Victor, do you want to box Jake Paul and get knocked out maybe in the second or third round, but make millions of dollars in the process? Yeah, man. Are you stupid? Of course I would. Of course I would. Look, money talks, especially nowadays. Money rules the majority of the world. Not everybody, but a lot of people. People have been corrupted because of money. People have done bad things because of money. People have risked their lives because they just want to make money. They want to support their families. They want to support their business endeavors. Ben Askren is a business individual. He has multiple wrestling schools across the nation. He wants to build even more and continue building his wrestling empire in the future. That way he can be able to gain thousands and millions of dollars over the next couple years. Obviously, did he make a lot of money when he was fighting in Bellator or UFC and won championship? Yes, but he didn't make as much money as he's going to make fighting Jake Paul, because Jake Paul brings a lot of eyes, brings a lot of audiences to his fights. Just with all this stupid crap that he's been putting on social media, the drive-by water balloon hit on Dylan Dennis, calling out Conor McGregor, saying some nasty things about his wife. This guy's a moron, and morons usually do moronic things in order to get eyes on them. Jake Paul has a lot of eyes on him. TMZ is basically eating out of the palms of his hands. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we all know that Ben Askren is going to get knocked out. He's a wrestler going into a striker's game, and that usually doesn't tend to end well for wrestlers just like him. If this was an MMA fight, Ben Askren would smoke Jake Paul, but this is a boxing fight. This is it's an actual boxing fight. It's not an exhibition. It's a boxing fight. Can Ben Askren somehow increase his knowledge of boxing, increase his striking skills in the matter of 3 more months? Absolutely not. I don't believe so. Ben Askren, sure, he's practiced striking before because he's been a mixed martial artist for years upon years now. He's been in this game for a very long time. But when it comes to boxing, we all know how that ended for Conor. He got knocked out against Floyd. He never got knocked down, but he got TKO'd on the feet. Ben Askren, Godspeed to him, man. Honestly, if he gets knocked out, if his soul comes out of his body and stuff like that, like it did against Jorge Masvidal, then good luck to you for your in the future and everything like that. But like I said, you can't hate the man because he's gonna be big. He's gonna be making millions and millions of dollars, dude, millions of dollars. I hope Jake Paul gives him a couple extra millions just for lasting the first round. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to share my insight when it comes to this fight, who I think is going to win, how stupid I think this is. But if they put this fight on Mike Tyson's Thriller, like they did for the Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson, which was, I believe, it was $50 or something. It was $50, I believe. If this fight ends up being $50, maybe $40, I'll buy it. But if it's $70, maybe even $80, like the majority of these boxing pay-per-views, then that's a heck no for me. But I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I'll definitely put some more content out there in the next couple of days. Maybe not tomorrow, just because of how slow things have been in the MMA world. And also things in the boxing world as well. And Bellator, One Championship. There's not a lot of fights going on overall in the world right now. So, we just got into 2021. So I guess we need to take things slow and steady and make sure that we won the race. So I appreciate you guys. Talk to you later. Stay safe. Stay blessed.